Hello everyone and welcome. I'm your host, Lori Olmsted. I am so excited about tonight's show because, well, it's about some of my favorite people in Jonesborough. The people who make me feel welcome and taken care of.
You know, Lori, Jonesborough is known for its incredible hospitality and dedication to providing service. Tonight's show celebrates the stories of people who work in support of all the wonderful restaurants, shops, and activities in the region.
The only hard part of putting this show together was deciding on which stories to tell, because everyone has a story about these fantastic people. In fact, I think we're going to have to dedicate another whole episode to them just to fit everyone in.
Exactly. There's not nearly enough time for all the stories. Going back to the town's earliest beginnings with David Dedrick's store, providing everything from pantaloons to spectacles to razors, cloth, and other sundries. Jonesborough has always strived to provide for the needs and wants of the community.
Right, Calvin, and not just provide, but to go beyond and really serve those needs. David Dedrick's store is the perfect example to describe the roots of Jonesborough's hospitality. In the early 1800s, David Dedrick went out of his way to serve. When he got requests for items he didn't carry, he'd take note, and once he was ready, he'd get on a horse and buggy and ride hundreds of miles across the rugged terrain, making his way to larger cities. There he'd trade and sell, and in the process, pick up the desired items to have in his store. Now, these journeys would take days, sometimes even weeks, but all of his work made sure that the people in his new home of Jonesborough were comfortable and happy.
Through the decades and centuries, other establishments followed in these footsteps. The Chester Inn, the Andrew Jackson Tavern, the Old Saloon, Buddy Gresham's Hotel and Store.
That was my favorite store because it was the only place you could buy bubble gum in town.
Becky Poteet, you better not let me catch you in that store by yourself again.
Come here, Mommy. I was just wanting to buy some bubble gum with the penny I found.
Jarman's Shoes got you outfitted for school and church and always offered a new joke to share.
Dobbins Taylor Hardware was the place to go to find out the news of the day.
All of these establishments, up through the stores on Main Street today, have been filled with innovative and service-oriented people, like Deb Cruz at the Corner Cup Coffee Shop, and Caitlin and Blake Yarborough at the Eureka Inn.
And don't forget Caitlin's brother, DJ, who serves breakfast and brunch on the weekends. I always make sure to get in DJ's section. He takes such good care of me.
Well, I think Trinity does a great job.
Don't forget Carrie. She always takes the best care of me, and I never have to ask for more cream for my coffee. She just knows to bring extra.
Well, DJ does too, and he also...
People, don't fight over us. We're all happy to serve you whenever you come in.
Thanks, DJ.
That's the stories we'll be sharing tonight, the remarkable people who serve.
We're going to hear all about them tonight, but first, we'd like to thank our sponsors.
Our program is made possible by generous support from Ballot Health. It's your story. We're listening.
We'd also like to thank the Tennessee Arts Commission for their support of our program. And remember, if you love the arts, you can support the Tennessee Arts Commission by getting one of their specialty plates.
I also want to mention our musical guest. He's a real fan favorite who has been on our program before, Aaron Jackson. He fits right into our theme of service tonight because he serves up some pretty fabulous music.
And of course, we'd like to thank the makers of parsley. Yes, parsley. That smooth, easygoing flavor that enhances every meal. Sprinkle it on or garnish a dish.
It just tastes better with parsley.
Mom, do mornings come too early for you? Then frozen toast is the answer. From the freezer to the toaster, what could be simpler than frozen toast? Hit it, kids.
It's a breakfast sensation from coast to coast.
What do you want for breakfast, kids?
Frozen toast.
Thanks, kids of all ages. Now it's time to serve up some more stories about service.
Let's start at the beginning. We heard a little bit about David Dedrick, but I want to tell you more about his legacy that was passed down to his son. David Dedrick's story in Jonesborough begins in 1791, when he built one of the first shops on Main Street. The original wooden structure and facade that he built was destroyed by a fire in the late 19th century. But the building's history is still held in the same location, the brick building next to the International Storytelling Center. Some of you may remember it as Steve Cook's Glass Shop. David Dedrick was a Revolutionary War veteran who came to Jonesborough and sold all things needed by the people who were moving here as the West expanded. The building was finished prior to 1783, and by 1791, Dedrick was selling goods out of it.
Have you seen the advertisement for Dedrick's store on Main Street in Jonesborough? It's like we're living in Charlotte again.
I haven't seen it. What does he carry?
Well, the advertisement in the newspaper said that you could find spectacles, fine combs, jewelry, groceries, cigars, and pantaloons.
Oh my! We have to go to visit. I wonder if he carries fabric.
Well, I dare say if he carries pantaloons. Well, he's sure to carry fabric. Let's plan a date to visit.
How can I help you today?
Hello, Mr. Dedrick. We were wondering if you carried fabric.
Why, yes. You'll find it right over here. Let me show you.
Oh, how lovely. It would make a beautiful dress for my daughter. Too bad green is not my color. I look so much better in blue.
Oh, well, I'll see about getting some blue material for the store. Hello, madam. May I help you?
I just came in to look at your store to see what you have. Well, I saw your advertisement. So many things. Let's see. Spectacles, fine combs, tables and chairs and jewelry, bed linens, dishes, groceries, cigars.
It sounds like you have the whole advertisement memorized, all except for the pantaloons.
Goodness, do you carry those too?
If I may be so bold, madam, you'll find them tucked in that nook over there. So anyone who is interested may browse discreetly. Now, if you'll pardon me, I will go see about another customer and I'll be back to help you, if you need it. Or you may leave a list of your desired items and I will bundle them for you while you wait.
See here, Mr. Dedrick. How can you charge such prices?
I beg your pardon, sir. Tell me, which item you have a complaint over?
All of it. I have no complaint, sir. It's only an observation. How is it possible for you to offer such fine things at such reasonable prices? We're practically in the wilderness. You would think we'd have to pay dearly for such finery as this.
I would not have you pay so much more than I would have to. I believe in fair trade, Mr. Barnsworth. Should not that be the way of business?
Agreed. Agreed. It is the best way. It is just not usually the practiced way. Here, I'll take 3 of these.
David Dedrick II was called by all who knew him as the Prince of Merchants, as evidenced in his son's letters and diary. He was noted for his integrity of character and had a wide and enviable reputation as an honest merchant, a public-spirited citizen, and a just man. When he died, he was buried in the old cemetery on Rocky Hill. In addition to the time and place of his birth and date of his death, were inscribed these words: "An honest man is the noblest work of God." In a way, his is the story of all the people who work or who have worked in downtown Jonesborough. Hardworking, fair, honest, creative, ahead of their times.
He was definitely ahead of his time. Jump ahead about 230 years to the present, and you'll find merchants who are still ahead of their time. We're lucky enough not only to have their legacy of service, but for the most part, we've still got the historical buildings they worked out of.
Okay, let me clear those dishes. And how about another cup of coffee?
Thanks, DJ. The Eureka sure is busy again today.
Yeah, my sister's special this week is drawing them in.
Caitlin and Blake sure had a great idea, serving breakfast on the weekends. It looks like business is booming.
When you walk into the historic Eureka Inn from Friday through Sunday, it feels like you're stepping into your family's dining room. You're greeted with a smile, pull up a comfortable chair wherever you like, and you always run into family, or friends who are close enough to be family. Caitlin and Blake Yarborough, they're part of what we might call Jonesborough's next generation of amazing service downtown, along with the Corner Cup, Main Street Cafe, and so many other new businesses. They're bringing wonderful new energy and ideas that are serving all of us so well. And what is so special about it? All is that the way they make you feel when you walk in the door.
Hi there, Maggie. It's so good to see you today.
Hi. They do more than remember you. They come to know you and what you like. The Eureka Inn, under leadership of Caitlin and Blake, has done so much to connect the community. Sure, it's a great place for out-of-town guests to stay, but Caitlin and Blake strive to serve the local community just as much, maybe even more, than out-of-town guests. They're involved in the community. They listen to what needs are out there, and then work to answer those needs. We now got a new breakfast place on the weekends. Right downtown, we've got a special place to see events and have a gourmet dinner with their murder mystery dinners. And we got a beautiful venue in their courtyard. It's just one more place to go. Their friendly service makes you feel special. You want to keep coming back, especially when their friendly service comes with the special of the week. That's what I'll have today, DJ.
You got it, Maggie.
Being the oldest town in Tennessee, it's not surprising that there's some old buildings in Jonesborough. As a matter of fact, back in 1969, when the Tennessee Historical Commission surveyed buildings in our historical district, they found 72 buildings worth preservation. 72 buildings within our little historic district.
That's impressive.
What's really impressive is the fact that these buildings aren't just remnants of Jonesborough's past, they're the building blocks, the foundation of Jonesborough today. There are homes, our churches, our businesses, thriving new businesses like the old town hall at the corner of Main and Spring Street. It started out as our department for a while. It started out as our town hall, but as times changed, it changed with the times. It was even our fire department for a while, then a restaurant, at some point an art co-op, and now it's Jonesborough's living room.
Jonesborough's living room?
That's what we regulars call the Corner Cup. The coffee shop Deb Cruz opened 2 years ago in the old town hall. Now it's true, they do serve a good cup of coffee, but it's more than that. Somehow it's become the place where all Jonesborough gathers to share the good times, get through the tough times, to just be around other people when you feel the need. And I do mean all of Jonesborough, old-timers, newcomers, Republicans and Democrats, and even hunters and vegans. At the Corner Cup, you hear it all. Like the other morning, I was sitting alone at one of the side tables when a young woman came in carrying a big box, one of those packing boxes for moving. Now, I wasn't eavesdropping, but I couldn't help but hear.
Morning, Dad. Morning, Anna.
Morning, Kate. What can I get you, Kate?
Oh, just make it my regular, Anna.
Shot of vanilla, shot of hazelnut, shot of chocolate with a dusting of cinnamon, not too heavy, not too light, covered with a mountain of whipped cream, swirls of caramel, and a chocolate-covered coffee bean plopped on top, right?
Yes, and don't forget to make it a skinny.
Got it. What's in the box, Kate?
Well, it's Brad's stuff. Everything in here except that old motorcycle stuff of his. So I thought when he dropped by for his morning cup of coffee that maybe you could hand it over to him for me.
You two breaking up?
Yeah, don't you think it's about time? Thanks, Anna. This is so good. And when Brad shows up, would you mind telling him that we're just through?
Brad doesn't know.
Oh yeah, I thought it'd be better coming from you guys. Y'all have a good day now.